All right, so I've got advice for Tulsi Gabbard. I've been watching her on television. I've been reading articles about Tulsi Gabbard as of late. I've even watched Tulsi as she grows her own network of people through her new little organization that she's got. And she's on that locals page, which a lot of people are joining. Um, Tulsi Gabbard needs to declare her independence from the Democratic Party. She needs to walk away from the Democratic Party, just like Brandon Strzok. Remember him? The walk away movement, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. And you don't have to necessarily walk into the arms of like Stephen Bannon. You don't have to be a MAGA fan. You can certainly be a Ron Paul fan, maybe, or a Ralph Nader fan. I mean, something outside of the lane that everybody is trying to force you in. And Tulsi Gabbard, she isn't going to put up with that. If she's willing to call out John Brennan, if she's willing to call out Hillary Clinton, if she's willing to call out these tech oligarchs who are causing this conflict culture that she mentioned the other day, she's willing to do those things, then she needs to get away from the party who's doing the most damage to it right now, and that's the Democratic Party. And you could be AOC in the Democratic Party, who is supposedly a leading progressive over there, and make up stuff about what happened on January 6th and put it out there as real information, and then have people be sympathizing with you over it. Just, it's crazy what's happening right now. There is very little truth, and most people are onto it. You know, saying that somebody wants to hurt me because I have different political views while you're in Congress, you know, is just like, are you a baby? I mean, are you like an adult? I mean, what's going on? Do your work, represent the constituents, do what you think is best, but stop this this conflict culture. It's borderline cancel culture. Tulsi Gabbard called this out the other day. The more she is on television, the more she does appearances, the more her star rises, but the more ridiculous she looks as a Democrat. All right, she needs to get out of the Democratic Party. All she needs to do is put an I next to her name to start. She wants to become a libertarian or some other party, the Tulsi party. I know a lot of her fans would love, you know, Tulsi-crats, but she's not that narcissistic. I think if she just declared her independence from the Democratic Party, she would instantly increase her following like 100-fold, because there are so many people, both on the right and in the center, and probably a few old-time Democrats, and obviously the entire libertarian movement, that would be cheering, and it would ignite maybe a grassroots movement that would elevate Tulsi without Tulsi doing a lot of the heavy lifting. There are many of us out here that are willing to work for Tulsi Gabbard to get her message out there and to defend her on various platforms, and to tell our friends and neighbors about Tulsi. There are MAGA people right now that are down in the dumps, and I understand why they're in the dumps. You know, if they were following Q or whatever, they were following like this false psyop, this controlled opposition thing, and they get caught up in what might happen and just trust the plan. Well, now we have to trust our own plan. We need to create our own plan, Q people. I'm not saying I'm good friends with Q people or anything. I know a few, and I basically told them that, not that they're crazy, but this is all just smoke and mirrors. This isn't going to happen. There's no proof. There's just nothing to go on. It's wishful thinking. It's hopium. So here's what people need to do. They need to just, if they have interactions with Tulsi, just say, hey, Tulsi, saw you on with Trey Gowdy. Loved what you had to say. Saw you on with Huckabee. That was a great interview. This is the kind of stuff we need more of. But the Democrats have no interest in this. And the Democrats made your life miserable when you were a Democrat for the most part. Every time Tulsi Gabbard took a principled stand, she was called names like Assad Toady, or she's a Russian operative, Russian agent, and they're grooming her. Really? They're grooming her, right? Okay. Tulsi is her own person. And then you had all the people questioning her religious views and so forth. Tulsi is dedicated to this country, and I think she really wants what's best for every American. And she does want to bring people together. But you can't belong to the Republican Party and you can't belong to the Democratic Party if you want to bring people together. Fact. Declare your freedom, declare your independence, walk away, and your following will absolutely skyrocket, and you'll gain the respect of millions of Americans just by declaring yourself an independent.